Welcome to the part 2 of how and when to use the tools on Pixellab. This is brought to you and sponsored by Sonicrax Media. Please subscribe to this channel. Without wasting much time, let's continue. So first of all, let's delete this as usual. So this time let's look down because we are done with the top tools. So looking down, we can see 3 circles here. Yeah, 3 circles being combined together. We are not looking at that gives us the my project to see our project and maybe choose other interfaces and styles. Yes, so let's move on to the A. So with the A, we can find 2 tools in text and quotes, which we've learned about it. So we won't waste much time on this. So let's just type it in a certain text. So Sonicrax Media. Okay, so typing in this, it gives us more options. So we can edit it. Maybe we did a mistake, you want to edit it, you can just do that. We can delete it, as we know. We can copy it and make it 2 or duplicate it to the front. So assuming there was an image or a certain object here and this text was behind it, we can just click on to front and bring it forward, and the same applies to the to back or the vice versa. So if it was in front, we just click on the to back to take it back. We move on to the another tool, position. So this position we've learned in the part 1 already, so we won't waste much time on it. So we can just be moving it higher to position it for us, and this relative position to helps us to whether to bring in the middle, as we learned already. We move on to size, by making it bigger or smaller. So, and the padding, you can padding it to the left or to the right. Then we move on to color. As we know already, we can just add any color we want. So let's go back to our whites. And texture, instead of color, we can use a texture. So we can just click on any image or a certain texture or color you saw that's nice to you. You can just click on that image and it will add that to your text, making it a texture. So that is very nice also, but we want to use that. Okay, then we move on to opacity. As we know, we can just decrease the number and the opacity will be going down, or we can lower the opacity or bring it higher. Yeah, so you move forward. To rotate, as we've learned already, clicking on it helps to rotate it. And the mask, yes, the mask. So this mask can help us. Maybe I just want to mask the down patterns I've seen already, the Sonicrax, so I can just mask this place. You see, there is a certain place on the Sonicrax Media that has been cut off, so that can be done by using the mask tool. So let me just use it. So we won't waste much time here because we will intentionally learn about the mask tool because it really entails a lot, and we can just mask a certain part away. So by clicking on this, you can see Sonicrax Media is now not seen in full, but rather some place have or has been masked off. So let's go back. So the same mask we can see out. So this, by masking it out, you can just to give us the results as well. Yes, so you can see. So we are moving on. So we will just do another video on the mask and how to use it well. So font, yeah. So let me choose this rather. Yeah. So the font, we have my fonts, which is the default fonts on the app. So it has a default fonts on it. So maybe if you want your own fonts, you can just install or download a new font. We will come back to that and do another video on that also, because on how to install and download fonts, because we will need it. Yes, we can't be using their default font always because you might not like them. You need to install your own font. So we will come back and learn much about that. So let's just choose any font. And the recent is maybe you use a certain font at the moment, it will just pop up in there, you go for it. So we use August. Yeah, so this font is called August. Yeah, so we move on. So you can click there by choosing fonts. So we move on to style. Yes, so making it bold, italic, as we learned in IT. Yeah, so we won't choose that. And the curve helps us to curve it anyhow we want. Yeah, so as we can see, yeah. And we move to the background, so it gives it a background by enabling it, so we can see. So in this, but a background can be done by paddling it to make it maybe yeah. So that is it. So that's for the background. So the top padding too is there in the bottom one, yeah. And the radius by making it round, the edges round, yeah. So we move on to align. So you can align it to the left, center, right, as we know in IT. Then we go to spacing. So this one helps to space it. So let's say horizontally, yeah, and yeah. That's for that. And we have the next one, the line spacing. You can space down like vertically. So we are not seeing anything because there is no text under it. So let me just edit it. So bring this down. So you can see, yeah, that is it. So we move to stroke. It gives it a stroke. So you can just be changing the color of the stroke as well, and the stroke width, making it bigger or smaller. That is for the stroke. And as we know of colors, by clicking the plus and you can just choose play with the color wheel to choose any color you want. And let's check something. So at the top here you can see two signs. So let's choose the last one, the edit. So you can just put in any if you know the color code, you can just put it in without wasting much time to play around the color. You just put in the color code, as we can see, F5C2. So every color has its code. You can just place it in and you're good to go. Yeah. So let's move on. We have the shadow. It adds shadow to it. Yeah. So the shadow, it can add shadow to it. So we can choose colors, and the opacity too can be decreased. So normally we choose black shadows, but because the background is black, we can't use that. So this helps you see, yeah. So with the shadows and blur radius too, you can adjust it. The outer glow as well, yeah, or you can just disable it. Offset, maybe you want it to shift a little, yeah, or maybe you see, yeah, you can be using this. Then we go to the inner shadow. So this time it's inside, the shadow is inside. Yes, so we can just use that and also regulate it as well. Yeah, we can regulate it as well by using the offset, blur radius and stuff. We move on to embossment. So this also add another thing to your text. So we can just be, playing around it as well. The intensity, the ambient light, we can just be playing around it to get whatever thing we want. Then we move on to the perspective. So we can just enable the perspective, so you can see how I want it can be done for me. Yeah. So you can just be playing around it and you are good to go. The 3D rotate, yes, so this is for the X axis and this is for the Y axis. Yeah, that's the 3D rotate. Then the 3D text, we can make it a 3D, the oblique or perspective, and the depth too. Yeah, we can just regulate it. So you just be playing around it and you get what you want. The X rotation as well, yeah, Y rotation, the Z. So we can see the changes it's giving us. Yes, you can see the intensity, the shadow. So we can just lower it. Okay, specular hardness and stuff. So always I advise my students that before you start, if you are new on Pixellab, before you start designing anything, just play around with the tools. First of all, just play around with the tools. Do something roughy, just play. Just design anything by playing around. For you are good to go. Then we move on to the last one, which is the reflection. We enable it. You can see that it has reflected down here, so we can make it closer or You see, yeah, so that is it. So we move on to the next tool. Which is which gives us the import, the sticker and stuff, which we've already learned about that one. So the stickers, if you're a fan of sticker, you can just come here and play around it. We've learned in the part 1. The import, so you can just import anything. So let's just import anything. Okay. So we've learned about the importation also. So you see, by clicking on it, importing something to gives it many options, which I know we've learned about it all. It's similar to the text. So the crop, the copy to front, back position, yes, it's similar. You can just play around it. I think the color filters. Yeah, so maybe when you want it hue, you can just be changing colors by using the hue. Yeah, it will just be saturating it for you as well. The brightness. See, Pixellab has a lot. Yes, all that. Yeah, so is there something we might not know? So the filters, eraser, yeah. So you can just be erasing something. So you can make the eraser bigger. Yeah, but we won't work on that. We want to be using that too. Okay, then let's go back. The erase color, so it can just erase the background for you, but it doesn't normally happens to all images. Yeah. So the tolerance, smooth edges. You see, you can regulate a lot here. Yeah. Then the 3D shape as the same as the text. Yeah, the perspective, the shadow, everything is the same. So move on to draw. As we learned already, you can just be drawing anything you want. Yeah. The shapes, we learned about that by clicking on the shapes. So, and down here we learned about that, so we won't waste much time. So the bezier, yes, so it makes us do some certain lines and stuffs together. Yeah, maybe once some certain shapes and stuff, so you can be using the bezier. Yeah, so we can just be changing the color. Yeah, so that was, so we will learn about that too. Yes, that and the mask to know more about it. So we won't waste much time here. Yeah, so just be playing around with it. You see, so this helps too. Okay, it all has its works. Moving it around, and this helps maybe separate it from another. Maybe you did a certain mistake, and this as usual combines it. Yeah, the actions to the same. So we won't waste much time here. And the arrow, yeah, you can make it changing it. Sorry, yeah. So it has many here, so you can just be playing around it. You can just be increasing sizes. Opacity, color. Okay, and then stroke to is here. Yeah, stroke. You can add so many things to it. Yeah, and so that will be all for the second tool. So we move on to the third tool. So that's more of the background. So you can change the background color. Yes, the transparent, you can make it transparent. Move to the image size. Yes, so before you start any design, please come to the image size, and we are not doing any design, that's why I didn't go there. So you come here, maybe you want a square profile pic or something, just choose that, or maybe you have your own size, then you customize it. Yeah, then crop image, so we can use images from the app as a background. Yeah, or from gallery, you can just go and choose certain image from gallery, yeah, as the background. Yes, or from camera. Yeah, so we are done with the part 2 of the tools of how and when to use the tools on Pixellab, and that is it for the tools on Pixellab. So if this video was helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel at Sonicracks Media. This is brought to you by and sponsored by Sonicracks Media. Sonicracks Media, unleashing creativity, meeting innovations. Please like, comment and share. See you in the next video. Bye bye.